start recording.
Now, the last time I talked crap about somebody I was about to play in a VR game, I lost. So I'm not going to do that.
It's the real thing now.
Yeah.
Loosen them up a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Guys,
This is happening.
Yeah, we're good.
All right.
We're good.
Okay. Okay, I got the time. Hey, it's Joshua Vergara. What's going on, everybody? And I'm here with VRSource to look at some virtual reality games at E3 2017. Now, we're taking a look at Survios's Sprint Vector. Now, Survios calls this the ultimate competitive VR game with a fluid locomotion system that basically translates to you almost sprinting in place. Basically, with the two Vive controllers, you're going to bring your hand up in front of you, and at its peak, you're going to hold down on the triggers and then do the same thing with your other arm, emulating the sprint motion that you would do if you were actually running. There are a couple of other controls, like pressing down on the thumb pad in order to jump, and then you can also grab on parts at walls in order to pull yourself up with a very quick motion launching you upwards, kind of like a superhero. So with those game mechanics down, you're put onto a track where you can play against another person, as this is a multiplayer game, and you're going to be sprinting to the finish, doing a number of things like jumping into the air and supermaning in the air and flying, and you're also going to be climbing walls. It's almost a bit like an obstacle course, and basically you're just running to the finish trying to beat your opponent. Now, John Velasco was able to get a quick demo of it before we got into the multiplayer aspect of it, and he got a really good time of around 2 minutes and 48 seconds. After that, I tried my hand at it, and I didn't really fare quite as well. I initially had some trouble getting over the walls, which is probably going to be true if I ever do something like a Spartan race, but once I was able to get used to that motion, it was time for competition.
Yeah, I think probably best to take a baby step to the right. Yeah, that's good.
Stay away from me.
Yeah.
Stay away from me.
Take a baby step to your right. Perfect. Yeah, I think that's good.
There you
I
go.
see you. There you go.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we
Good luck,
go.
gentlemen.
Multiplayer VR is the next step in virtual reality, and being able to play with somebody requires them to have their own rig. Launching off of the starting grid, we were sprinting through what kind of looked like an Egyptian-inspired world, and we were just trying to stay on the tracks, and we were running around, jumping and flying and getting over those walls, just trying to get to the finish line before our opponent. Now, I give John Velasco a lot of credit for getting such a good time on his first try on the game, but this was technically my third or fourth try, so I kind of got really used to the game. And with that, I was able to pretty much smoke him in our competition.
Oh, there he is, there he is. I got wrapped up in that first wall. Thank you for playing, man.
The vibrant Sprint Vector is going to be available, like we said, for the HTC Vive and the Oculus Touch. It will be made available for the arcade, for example, like the IMAX VR Experience Centers, in summer 2017, with the retail version coming out in Q4. Keep it tuned to VRSource for even more from E3 2017. We're diving into virtual reality pretty much the entirety of the show, and when we come out, we'll be able to bring you some of our real-world reactions to some of this stuff. We hope you enjoyed our YouTube live broadcast as well that happened earlier today, and you can stay tuned for more because we are your source for all kinds of reality.